Hey guys, this is the Mage of Ancients and I'm back with another weekly vlog. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I have not been keeping up with the weekly aspect of these weekly vlogs. So, starting today, I decided to just drop the word weekly in my weekly vlogs and just make my weekly vlogs vlogs. Hopefully that doesn't mess you guys up. Hopefully that doesn't disappoint you. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to be giving you guys my April 2019 TCG Banlist predictions. So, before we get to in today's video, if you guys haven't so already, and if you guys enjoy Yu-Gi-Oh videos just like this and other discussion videos just like this, then be sure to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell so you stay updated on my latest Yu-Gi-Oh videos. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead into these Banlist predictions. In my personal opinion, guys, this has been a really good format. It's pretty diverse, and you never know which deck will top or win a YCS or a special tournament at any time. So I think the decks that I'm going to be talking about in this video are particularly Azathot and Kali-Yuga Turbo decks, Thunder Dragons, Danger, and Guard Dragon decks. So yeah, and I'm also going to be talking about some other decks as well. For example, I'm talking right now about Sky Strikers. Sky Strikers is a pretty good deck to play right now. And even though we've seen Hornet Drones limited to 1, the deck just manages to top YCSs and other tournaments over and over again. There are some people out there who think that Sky Striker Mobilize Engage should get limited, and I'm going to go ahead and say that it should be. Just because it's that good of a card. No wonder this card is like $100 when it was first released. Basically, as long as you have 3 spells in your graveyard, you can activate Engage, search for another Sky Striker card, and then draw another card off of that. You're basically getting a +1 just by activating your Engage. Another deck that I want to talk about is Thunder Dragons. Thunder Dragons just happen to top YCSs in tournaments over and over again, just like Sky Strikers. And so I'm going to go ahead and say that Thunder Dragon Colossus in particular should get limited. It's good to that your opponent was able to get 1 Colossus onto the field, but if you're going up against multiple copies of Colossus, then it's gonna be a bit of a problem, especially for all those decks out there that just basically get card advantage and just go off just because they're able to search for cards from their deck and get them into their hand. Give it that Dimensional Fissure treatment. I think that the card Dimensional Fissure, any card that is sent from sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So I think that for the better of the game, Thunder Dragon Colossus should get limited. There's a lot of buzz about this spell, the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch, and basically what this does is that during the main phase, you can activate this card and you can special summon 1 Xyz monster that is a rank higher than a Dark Xyz monster that you control that has no materials. So that's the reason why you saw people play Time Thief Redoer as well as Odd-Eyes Rebellion Dragon or Odd-Eyes Raging Dragon, either way. If that monster has no Xyz materials, then your opponent can just activate Rank Up Magic Launch during your main phase, and your opponent is basically slapping either Azathot onto Time Thief Redoer or Kali-Yuga onto the Odd-Eyes Xyz monster, and you're basically just shut out from doing anything, because this is a modern format of Yu-Gi-Oh relies so much on monster effects, despite there's the fact that there's Sky Striker still around. Anyway, in my personal opinion, I don't think Azathot or Kali-Yuga is the problem. I mean, what you could do is that you could Xyz summon your Azathot or Kali-Yuga on the first turn to shut your opponent out from using hand traps on you. But being able to shut out your opponent from activating any monster effects during their own turn after you set your Rank Up Magic Launch is kind of a problem, because you're basically making your opponent just skip 1 turn, and then it will go back to you, and you can just go all in from there. I think the Rank Up Magic Launch spell is the main problem of this Azathot / Kali-Yuga strategy. So I think it should definitely get banned. And at least if you Xyz summon your Azathot or Kali-Yuga on the first turn of the duel, then at least your opponent will be able to activate monster effects and just try and create one decent play on his or her own turn. Next up, Dangers. Danger is the archetype that a lot of people are very disappointed about. A lot of people are saying that the Danger archetype is very poor card design. Just as long as you're able to run multiple copies of each of the Danger monsters in your deck, then you have all this card advantage that you can get off of the Danger monsters alone. A lot of people are saying that this archetype should have never been made, but it's too late for that now. Konami did what they did. So I think that the best solution to this is that Konami on the next ban list should ban Danger Nessie. At least your opponent will not be able to actually search for any of these Danger monsters. And then afterwards, I think every other Danger monster should get limited, just to reduce the overall consistency of the archetype. And last but certainly not least, I want to talk about the Guard Dragon decks. When it comes to any Guard Dragon deck, I don't think the problem comes from the Guard Dragon monsters themselves. I think the problem with these Guard Dragon decks come from all these dragon-based extenders that pretty much every Guard Dragon deck plays. I'm talking about, in particular, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, and finally, SAR Yuja Skull Dread. It's already been announced that by the time April comes around, Darkness Metal Dragon is going to get banned in the OCG. So there could be a chance that the same could happen for the TCG, just to reduce the consistency and the crazy boards that Guard Dragons could put out. The thing about Darkness Metal Dragon is that it does not have a strict summoning requirement. It doesn't have any clause in its text where it says you can only special summon it this way. And if that weren't crazy enough, once per turn, while it's on the field, you can special summon any dragon monster from your hand or from your graveyard. That's one of the reasons why Guard Dragons are able to put out all of these crazy boards. And it's not just Darkness Metal Dragon, there's also Galaxy Eyes Dark Matter Dragon, a card that pretty much every Blue Eyes player has been playing up to this point. And the reason why Blue Eyes players love using this card is because as long as you have Dark Matter Dragon on your field, you can send any 3 dragon monsters from your deck to your graveyard. What Blue Eyes players like to do is that they like to send Archbrave Dragon as well as Amorphage Goliath, or pretty much any other Amorphage monster. And so on his or her opponent's turn, that person can just use Archbrave Dragon's effect to special summon Amorphage Goliath from the graveyard, and it basically shuts your opponent out from special summoning from the extra deck. And with that being said, I would love to see Dark Matter Dragon get banned, just because being able to send 3 dragon monsters as a cost and not as an effect is just too good for Guard Dragon decks. And finally, I want to talk about SAR Yuja. And the reason why I say that it should get limited and not banned is because SAR Yuja is still splashable in pretty much any other deck that we have in this Yu-Gi-Oh format. But the fact that any Guard Dragon player can run at least 2 copies of SAR Yuja into their main decks just gives the Guard Dragon players so much card advantage, and being able to put out so many monsters and basically the gates onto the field in just one turn. In case you guys don't know, SAR Yuja lets you draw cards and special summon a monster from your hand and give your monsters attack points depending on the number of link monsters you used for its link summon. But like I said, just as long as you're able to run at least 2 copies of SAR Yuja Skull Dread, not only can you resolve the effects of SAR Yuja just once, but twice. Also, when it comes to using SAR Yuja in Guard Dragon decks, SAR Yuja has these 3 arrows that are pointing to your own main monster zones, and so you can put out as many negates as you want into those monster zones, and then all you have to do is just link summon another SAR Yuja, and you basically have 2 or 3 other monster zones that you can put out all these different bodies or negates onto your own field. And so that's why I think that SAR Yuja should at least get limited on the next ban list. But those are my ban list predictions. What do you guys think should get hit on the next ban list? And what do you think should come off the ban list? I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So that's it for this discussion video, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to help support the channel, be sure to hit that like button. And of course, if you haven't so already, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell so you stay updated on my latest Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and I hope to see you again.